Should you use the diet break strategy during the coronavirus? Find out today. Hi, I'm Aleksa, climate dietitian, sports dietitian, and nutrition coach. Welcome back. Hope you've been staying safe. Before we deep dive into today's lesson, remember, subscribe, ring the bell. Awesome. See, I work with a lot of individuals who want to optimize their body composition, whether that be for simply looking better or for a performance enhancement. And one strategy in my toolbox, so to speak, is the diet break. And I use this for certain individuals in certain scenarios. So what is a diet break strategy? And should you be using it right now? So what is a diet break? A diet break is a strategic increase in your calories to the baseline maintenance level, with the goal of relieving yourself from the stresses related to dieting, especially for prolonged periods of time. Essentially, it's for homeostatic balance for certain physiological processes, namely hormone regulation in the form of boosting leptin, as well as also reducing your stress levels. Your body needs balance, and sometimes, especially during prolonged periods of physiological change, such as that is as a case during dieting, when you're restricting calories so much, your body wants that balance back. But all in all, a diet break is used to boost adherence and boost sustainability by giving you a bit of a mental break as well as a physiological break, so that it makes dieting just that bit more easier. So now that you know what a diet break is, now you want to know, should a diet break be a viable strategy or maybe the go-to strategy during COVID-19? Is this a good idea? Since it seems like there's no point in trying. But perhaps you're thinking, should I just give up? What's the point of continuing dieting? Maybe a diet break is what you need. That's something you may be thinking right now. Well, first you want to understand that losing weight during the coronavirus is perfectly okay, provided you do it the right way. Certain conditions need to be met. After this video, if you want to learn more about that, you can click up here. There's a video that I did just recently where I talk about, weight loss during coronavirus and the considerations you need to make. So, is there validity to using a diet break in the current climate? Actually, there is, but let me explain. So if you are A, stressing over your nutrition and feeling a lot of overwhelm, B, want to start building some habits, C, want to take a break from being in a calorie deficit, D, perhaps you're being dieting for a long period of time and it's now time to actually have a diet break, or E, your mental health is just not in the right place right now and you need to ease up on whatever you're doing. In those cases, if you tick off any of those, then yes, perhaps a diet break could be a useful strategy for you to use, right? But as you can see with a lot of those things I mentioned, that would apply no matter if there was coronavirus or there wasn't coronavirus. The point is that a diet break is a strategic tool. It should be used in specific situations for specific needs, for a specific purpose. And it still requires effort, it still requires nutrition awareness, and it still requires consistency and being in control of what you are doing. In other words, you still need to be focusing on your nutrition, you still need to be building momentum, but it can be used to shift your focus away from simply losing body fat and to looking at maybe the bigger picture, or to maybe work on your foundational basics. That's where it can be useful. Essentially a recharge to be ready to get back to business when things ease off, or to get back to business when you are ready. Because remember, lifestyle habits are just as important as losing fat, because they're the things that are going to provide the pillars to help you sustain the results in the long term. So all in all, you need to understand the following. A diet break can be a worthwhile strategy to use during COVID, but make sure that there's a purpose for it. Remember, it's not a break from your nutrition. It's not a holiday from your nutrition. It's a strategy used for a specific purpose, as I keep mentioning to you. It's simply an increase in calories to help you sustain your dieting process. Next thing is you need to understand it still requires effort. It still requires awareness, okay? It's not about slacking off. It's about using a different approach. And finally, it's a strategic tool that's best used alongside the guidance of a sports dietitian. Okay, yes, you could do it yourself, but there are risks to it. But if you have the guidance of a sports dietitian who knows what they're doing, who's been there, done that, who's used it, such as, for example, myself, they can help you guide you through the process, kind of iron out the kinks, so to speak, and help you do it the most effective way, so that you don't fall back and actually progress using the strategy. So now you know if you should do a diet break during COVID-19. As long as you realize it's a strategy, not a fallback, as long as you realize that potentially you should seek a guidance of a dietitian, then you'll be A-okay. And for some of you, perhaps you right now listening to this, a diet break is what you need. Perhaps you're now feeling overwhelmed and stressed. Perhaps you've been dieting for such a long period of time that you are overdue for a diet break anyway. Now perhaps is the time to try it and work on other factors of your nutrition and your lifestyle so you can get the ball rolling, so to speak, in the future and be better off for it.